Hello everyone, my name is Sifsra and welcome back to Napoleon Total War, in which we are invading Britain at the moment. So we have captured Wales and we have liberated Ireland, and there's nothing left to do this turn but to end it. So the British didn't really have a response for us, so too bad for them and pretty awesome for us. So nothing new actually happening this turn. Not anything building, not anything recruiting, nothing, anything really. Okay, these guys are actually quite willing to just surrender, which I will ask them to. And should I liberate this as well? So I have Scotland as an ally and a protectorate. Yeah, let's do that. So we have Ireland and also Scotland. There we go. Left these guys back here. These are Swiss Grenadiers. Yeah, they need to get in here somewhere. Anyway. So, all that remains are England herself. And as far as I can tell, they have one army. 1.5. About 2. And a little bit over that. So a little bit over 2 full army stacks with 40 units in each. So that'll be interesting. Of course I have to try to take them individually. That will be where my strength will lie, if I choose to do it that way. So, okay, go for these guys and leave these guys alone. And yeah, I think I'll do that, go for these guys. Because if these guys are left alone, they still don't have the amount of men they need to go and recapture Edinburgh. So, let's go for Adolphus Frederick. And of course he runs away, so let's chase him down. Hopefully there aren't any enemy armies actually hiding in here. If there are, I am rather screwed. Oh well. I also have a lot of money. And let's take a look at the construction. Okay, next turn I will be... I think I'll have... well, not exactly Old Guard, but I will have Elite Grenadier, French... French Middle Guard, and Guard Seamen. So yeah, I think I will begin building another army here in Paris. Just to be on the safe side. I think these two armies here really are enough, but once again, to be on the safe side. So yeah, this is Napoleon himself, right? Yes, it is. He doesn't have any artillery. That might be a problem. Oh, I also overlooked this army down here. That's quite a massive one, actually. And I don't have any opportunities to actually build a cannon fodder here. Do I also want to build artillery here and bring it over? What artillery do I actually have available to me? 12 pounders and a few howitzers. Well, as I think I said in the previous parts, it's been a while since I recorded that, I haven't actually used any howitzers up until now, so that might be interesting to test out and see how that works. Let's see, just a quick check. Yes, I'm building copper rods up here and here as well. What do you know? Okay. So yeah, next turn we will begin to build better units. Yeah, let's save our money until then. And just go on a spending spree. Shopping spree, if you will. Okay, nothing. No one doing anything funny. That's good. Let's see, I guess I can gather these two together. But they're only 2 units? 3 units, actually. Oh, they are Fusiliers. Proper Fusiliers. That's good. Okay. Another option I might have is to try to unite these two armies and have them fight together. That might also be a good idea. Oh well, let's at least start to begin, or continue to move further southwards towards London. So, just annihilate these guys. We actually took a bit of casualties there. Might have to go to Wales and rest up a bit. Yeah, look at this. This is, I wouldn't really agree with that. Oh well. That's probably my fault for auto-resolving that. So yeah, here's the one army. Here's another, another, and another. So those are really the armies I have to worry about. And there are 4 of them. Not all at full strength, but still, they all pose a threat. And if they support each other, they seriously pose a threat. So, as I said in the previous turn, I now have Staff College built, and I will begin recruiting units if I can actually find them. Oh, I can recruit Old Guard, but I am limited to 4, and I already have 1. Well, why not? Old Guard are pretty goddamn awesome, so let's go for as many of them as we can. And let's go for the Middle Guard as well. Why not? There we go. Dutch Grenadiers? Elite Grenadier. I don't know, maybe it's on the Young Guard? Just top it off. We have the Old Guard, the Middle Guard, and then the Young Guard. Guess we can do that. There we go. I'll be recruited next turn. Well, next load, I guess. Also, artillery. We can actually start building artillery when these guys are done being recruited. Well, I guess this guy. Okay, in the meanwhile, go for artillery appeared or experimental. I think we'll go for experimental, maybe? Let's check it out. Oh, 800 in range, and these guys have 400. Well, not really competition, is it? And they also have better accuracy. I think their only downside is that you have a limited amount of them. Right? No, these are also limited. Well, then I don't really know. I think they also are unique to France, so there's that. And we actually have a lot more money to spend. So, happiness or taxes? I think. Region tax rate and oppression. There's that. What does this give me? Happiness. Turn wealth in the region. National prestige. Well. I think I'll go for tax income instead, because I think I'm getting a lot of tax here as it is. Decently. And that will of course increase after a while. So, will I have you move to Wales and replenish, or go straight for Edward Paget? Let's go for him. The question is, will that drag in London? I think it won't, because that should be way too far away for them to be able to help out with that fight. Of course, they can try to intercept me. Well, I will see that, because after the end turn. Yeah, I think I'm fairly safe. I could of course take Napoleon and try to crush this army right there. But, meh, not this turn at least. Okay, maybe I should have done so. Oh. So I pretty much got in the exact situation which I dreaded. Fortunately, hopefully at least, I can retreat. Oh, there we go. Good, I can retreat. Well, that was a close one. If I hadn't been able to retreat from that, I would be properly screwed. Anyway, let's see, how are we doing with this? Restart technology. Pretty good, actually. As soon as we are done with all of this, we should go straight for these things. Actually, I think I'll let the technology be researched automatically, so the moment these are done, they'll automatically jump to one of these, probably. Yeah, they have to, they don't have the possibility for any of the other ones, and same with these guys. So, right now I don't really care too much, because I don't think it really matters. Not like we're gonna lose or win a war, depending on them. Anyway. just to quickly check, because I'm just checking. Nope, I can't. I was just checking if I could actually trade with Scotland, but unfortunately I believe this port right here is full. Actually, if I construct a trading port here, will that help? I don't know actually. And if I upgrade this, will that help? Once again, I don't know. But let's just do it, because we have actually quite a lot of protectorates, which we can trade with if our capacity were higher. At least I believe we have so. I don't know if the game mechanics works exactly like that, but I hope so. Anyway, what I of course should do now is to take Napoleon and his army and have him... Should I have him enter that radius? I don't know. Actually, let's take this army, place them here, and then have Napoleon move into their range again. I'm not being intercepted, that's good. And we can attack. And I'm gonna attack with the army that actually has artillery. And that'll probably be dragging these guys as well. So, John Stratford, you're gonna have a bad day. Or maybe not. Well, this guy's going to have a bad day. If I actually have the movement points for that. Apparently I do. Of course, the enemy reinforcement will probably come, like, right into my flank. So that'll be a problem. Oh well, we'll see how it turns out. Well, they have static defenses. That's also a problem. So, actually, let's go for this army, and we'll probably have to face reinforcing units straight into our backside. Actually, we won't have to face reinforcement at all. That's pretty awesome. That means I can just auto-solve this and have it over with pretty easily. Okay, if I take Napoleon and attack these guys, will these guys be able to reinforce? I don't know, but I think actually this army alone should be able to just wipe them out completely. And apparently it is. But I lost a lot of troops, so that was maybe not the best decision. Okay, now I have one pretty hurt army, and another army that is a little bit hurt. At least the artillery is relatively intact. And these two should be enough to go to London and take it out, if I'm not terribly unlucky and this army here reinforces. But that will be interesting. Anyway, these units are all going to be ready next turn, and in the meanwhile, let's just increase all the infrastructure we have until our money runs out, which I think it might have done right there. I'll think... Do we have basic roads? Yes, we have. There we go. Now we actually got something to upgrade. Hooray! So, I believe that was it for this turn. Let's go on to the next and see what the British army actually does. Okay. And I'm not being reinforced right here. That'll be interesting. So, I have 8,700 men against 8,000. Problem is, they have a lot of cavalry and a lot of artillery, something that I don't. They also have a lot of good units right here. Royal British Fusiliers, they have these guys. Are these the same men? Yes, they actually are. Let's see. Fencibles. Royal British Marines, there we go. And King's German Legion. So a lot of good troops. I actually have a pretty good put together army, I would say. And that's really a compliment when it comes to the AI. But, as always, I think we will win, because, once again, because of the morale. Look at this. Standard line infantry, 21 to morale. Elite line infantry, 4 to morale. Seriously. 1 to morale on the regular line infantry. How? Well, I guess they're pretty intimidated by Napoleon. That's for sure. But, let's go to the battlefield and find out just how that plays into the battle. Okay, here we are. So, how to deploy? Should we go for the straight up one solid big line? We could do that actually. I don't know. Okay, first, let's put together these guys. I believe this is the only unit actually of column attack. I didn't really remember that. Okay. I guess I can have you in reserve. Enjoy your time back there. We also have some Jaegers. Not a lot of Jaegers. I believe that's actually all. Okay, I guess I can also keep you in reserve. Actually, let's hide you in the forest somewhere. And I guess that's really the only forest that actually works. There we go, light infantry behavior. And the rest of these guys, of course, except for the cavalry and the general, should be straight up line infantry. There we go. And then center is a bit. Also stretch it out on the flanks. And we should be good to go. Well, of course we have to deal with our cavalry. So, should we be advancing or should we just stay back and let the attackers come to us? Well, they have a lot of artillery. So actually I think I'll have Napoleon stay back here. If he's dead, well, the troops get pretty down, I think. Because I believe most of the morale actually comes from having a decent general, aka Napoleon, in the back, egging them on. Yeah, let's advance. Why not? And there we go. So, enemy artillery, they will for sure open up on us pretty soon. They have 6-pounders. All 6-pounders? Apparently. So they are not the best, but they're still artillery, and they can be pretty devastating. At least when there are, I don't know, 5 of them. So there should be more than enough for me to have to deal with. Anyway, I believe we can just speed this up. At the beginning at least. I think we're actually just gathering up all these guys. Why not have them in reserve collectively? Let's see, where's the main line? Okay, I guess I can have the reserve up here then. And we are speeding it up and basically just waiting for the artillery to begin fire and the cavalry to start charging. Or are they just going to be boring? I have the feeling they're just going to be boring. Well, that's probably what I would have done. Sit back as much as possible and just let my artillery do the job. Unfortunately, I don't have artillery right now. So there's that. So I see a problem here. The line right here is okay, but further it goes over here, the more it stretches. So there's a problem, which we'll have to deal with. I don't really know why. Or how, I mean. I know why. Pretty good reason for why. Let's see, how does that work? Okay, actually. British Dutch light dragoons, are you going to attack? Well, I think they are. Oh, I should also keep fire at will off on these guys. I believe that's a pretty solid idea. Also, all go into square because we are being attacked by dragoons with literally Well, almost literally no morale. I actually saw the defensible unit. It had -2 to morale. I don't know how that's possible, but apparently it is. Also, finally artillery has begun firing upon us. And these guys can also have fire at will toggled off. So yes, we are definitely taking casualties. But I believe our superior morale will win the day. Oh. I see. Good luck with that. And that went rather predictably. Okay. Push all of you together in a relatively compact line. Let's have all of you do like that. Or rather like that. That should be good. You guys, I guess I can actually form a line right here. Oh, with you as well apparently. And you guys do that. That should be good. And they should pretty much all of them be ready to fire. So there we go. We are soon going to break his flank, I am pretty certain of. And oh my words. There we go. Trying to connect the lines again more effectively. Well, these guys can actually start to outflank here. I definitely have the width for that. And here are defensible with -2 to morale. Well then, I guess they should have been running from the very start, but it took a few minutes before that happened. I think we can do like this. Actually, I guess I can take these guys and do it like that. And then we should be good. So, I spot the problem over here. Or potential problem. Thankfully, I caught it right before they actually hit my lines. Firing, point blank. And the light recruits are going down. So, what cavalry do they have left? Well, this is not cavalry. But they are probably going to break these men. That's the problem. Oh well, we'll deal with it later. Cavalry. Here, here, here. Okay, they're definitely going after this flank. Well, that's a wise decision of them, because it's the weakest flank. But it also means that I can do like this, and I don't have to worry about cavalry over here. Unless these guys return. Which they might, but... Oh. So they lost one man, and then they retreated? Well, I guess that's what happens when you have like 1 to morale. I keep blabbering on about morale, but this really shows you the importance of it. And why I, well, like in Shogun 2 for the Samurai multiplayer, why I like to have a morale general. It really keeps your troops fighting. Of course, if you use your troops stupidly, and you lose a lot of men, of course your troops will rout, but they will rout later than they would if you hadn't been a morale general. Of course, you can, well, every option is a valid one. It's just what I prefer. go. We're getting a Fusilier company up here, along with Swiss line. So, have these routed yet? Yes, they have. They are broken, so they might return, but hopefully they won't. Plug the hole. I believe we will lose a few men. A few infantry units, that is. But that's okay. We have as good as captured Britain right now. The entirety of Britain. Oh, this is point blank. And it shows. These guys are definitely not in guard mode, chasing after the enemy like that. Okay, now I can pretty much take out their artillery. And let's do it. Here comes the some of the remaining cavalry. Square? Yeah, let's go for square.
Our men are running, sir.
Our men are running. Oh, these guys. French Marines, I believe. Or Marinier. 35 men left, so it's okay. You have my understanding for routing. So these guys are back again. Let's see how long they last. Against these guys, they might actually win, because there are not a lot of them left. Okay, that cavalry stopped and then routed. But let's continue with what I was going to do. To just have these guys with me. Do this. So I'm putting them under movement control, and they will reach the artillery, and then they will go into melee mode and take them out. Pretty much everything, as I just said, applies to these guys. Of course, they can defy me with their cavalry, but let's see if they actually can use it. So, over on this flank, I am taking damage, as I feared. Let's have all of these guys try to hold back that. Meanwhile, let's move closer with this entire line there. Let's do the same over here. Get into close quarters and try to do as much damage as possible. So, cavalry, what will you do? Apparently you will try to run away. Or... no, that's a charge, right? Hard to tell, really. And here comes the general. Will he die? Most likely. So those guys are routed, those guys are going to rout pretty soon, but they are Royal British Fusiliers and they are holding out. But with 2 to morale, or I think that was the unit that had 2 to morale, I think they will not be surviving that very much longer. So we have taken out some artillery. We have a few artillery batteries left to take down. And here comes the cavalry. Light dragoons, they're going to rout pretty soon. These light dragoons are going to rout even faster than that. And the general has taken, I think, three more hits, and they, well, might not rout, but I think they are going to. Okay, these guys are broken. All of you, just charge. I think I'll keep you out of the fight anyway. Or any other fights other than that. Because they will have very few units. Few men in the unit. So I can pretty much push through here with a solid line. Oh, forgot to square back here. Then I can do that. I killed the general, yes. What was his name again? William the Dornberg. Well, that's a good name on the gravestone. So So these guys are still in square, but not actually in square formation, like officially, as you can see. Yeah, that's interesting what happens. Not really a bother or anything, it's just interesting. And I had won the battle. That was the last British unit has been routed. There we go, and battle heroic. Well, I guess it was because they had the same number of men as me, but and they also had artillery and cavalry. But then again, the morale really came into effect there, and you see just how effective it actually is. Of course, that army will be able to replenish if I don't go and attack it immediately, while my army is not so lucky. But I do have all the units still. That's good. Could just go and crush it, couldn't I? I can actually do it like this, and then do like that, and then do this. And auto of it, and we have won. So, we still have a British army here, and that's pretty much the only thing that can actually stop us at this point. Because I believe there are no army here. No British army here. Right? Like, there were one up here, but if it tried to take Scotland and it failed, or if it's hiding in one of these fog of war shadows, it's still only like 3, maybe 5 units, and it shouldn't be strong enough to actually do anything. But let's continue the siege and do like that. And I don't know, will this be enough to attack? Well, I'll take that decision anyway in the next part. So, I hope you enjoyed this part, rate it and comment on it what you thought of it. And if you're not subscribed to me and you're watching at this point, well, then you should actually consider to hitting that subscribe button down below or on screen right now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.